All right, boom, we're back. Another episode of Squeeze the Neck podcast. A little bit different today. I've got osteopath and former, what we saying, cyclist extraordinaire.
Semi-professional cyclist.
Professionals, that's the word I was
Semi-professionals,
looking
yeah.
for. Marco Pasolini, great to have you, man.
Yeah, thank you for having
We
me
met
today.
way back in the day, huh? So when I was a young man, when I looked like a fresh-faced kid, we met in Evolve Clinic in Twickenham.
2012,
13, 12,
2013,
somewhere
yeah.
around there. Yeah. I was having struggles with a shoulder injury, and you and Jonathan, the other guy there at the time, was looking after me, helping me out. As I say, it feels like a million years ago, man. But
Yeah.
we're back in touch very recently. I came to you with some issues. I walked past your place, the wonderful, you can introduce it, Marco Pasolini
Health Clinic. Health Clinic.
Yep, Health Clinic in
In Fulham Brody.
Yep.
Here we are.
Harwood Road, is it?
Harwood Road, 39 Harwood Road, just southwest London.
We'll get into all this later anyway, and I'll put it in the description, all this nice stuff, but just to let you know where we are. And today we're going to talk about all sorts, right? We're going to probably go down memory lane from when we first met.
Well, yeah. First year I met you was really the first year ever in UK, and I come from Italy, as you hear.
I thought he was German. You told me he was German all this time.
Yeah, I'm German. I come from a very long, solid background in cyclist. I'm a former semi-professional cyclist. That's my sport. But then, after my, high school diploma, I really wanted to get into sports as such, and I got a sports science degree in Italy, in Milan University. And then after 3 years sports science, I really want more for myself, a little bit more towards kind of sports injury prevention, rehab, clinical findings, and I decided to go to osteopathic college in Milan, and it took me 7 years of undergraduate studies to become an osteopath, and combine my sports background, my sports science degree, and osteopathy, and that's what I'm really proud of, and that what makes me feel and being more natural in treating sports people, athletes, and dealing with sports injury or recovery or rehab, because I feel that's my field, that's my and I feel it's quite natural to me, to have a proper the whole picture of the athlete, of the sports man, and just deal with what we must be done.
So brilliant, yeah. So before we get into sort of too much of the osteopathy and looking after people, I want to go back a little bit, man, of like where you come from in Italy and bring it through for the cycling, because I know you're quite a humble guy, but I think you're quite a good cyclist, right? So I want to hear a little bit about this.
Yeah.
Let's go back to the start. Where are you from in Italy, mate? And how did you get into cycling?
Wow. Just all of a sudden, cycling coach came to year one primary school, advertising, the local cycling team,
Wow.
and just try to recruit new children.
So really young, 5, 6 years old.
Year one primary school.
Unbelievable.
And you start thinking, so wow, nice. And also, actually, I was a bicycle lover. Okay, on my bike all the time. I'm sorry, Mom. And then, during the sunsets, my mom tries, to see where I went.
I guess, yeah.
I was gone.
Yeah, where you disappeared.
Lost.
Yeah,
with my bicycle in the wood. And then, I came back home that that day with this leaflet. I said, "Mom, I want to go for cycling." And then, then that day started my journey. 17, 18 years, cycling, um, until semi-professional level, category. Um, for who is more familiar with that, the under 23 category, just the category before the professional one, was great. Actually, I could get some satisfactions. I won some races. I won some prize and rewards, during my career.
And just for anyone who doesn't know, so we're talking sort of for cycling from the outside, like Tour de France style races, right? Hours and hours on the bike
Yeah.
and all that kind of stuff. So we're not talking about velodrome. We're talking about
No, we're
outdoors.
talking about yeah, exactly. And no one in truck,
Yeah.
truck cycling, just road cycling,
Road cycling.
cycling, and I was pretty good. I was pretty good.
Was you natural straight away? Was it one of those things?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, and it's been a great experience. Gave me really that strength, mental and physical strength, that I realized just later on. You don't realize straight away because then you quit and you decide to just go a different pathway, back to textbook, back to study something, and actually sports were my only interest at that time. I'm talking about 20 years ago. Okay.
Yeah.
And said, yeah, I want to study sports stuff. And then I went through sports sports science degree. Was great, was my environment. Okay. And actually, during my undergraduate, study, I start working gym, bit of personal training, a bit of gym class, swimming coach, cycling coach here and there, and then I decided to go for osteopathy, and just to get just a little bit more in-depth picture of what I wanted,
Yeah.
and I'm glad to have done it.
Yeah.
I'm so glad. Yeah, that's my background. I mean, cycling, sports, because also, at the main time of, my cycling career, I play rugby. I know, not the right body size for rugby, but I play rugby elsewhere. And I said, it's not my sport. I play basketball again, not the right size. Always been the shortest one in classroom. Just basketball is not exactly what you need. And then many other sports, rowing, lots of stuff. But cycling always been the common line. Just I never gave up cycling.
Yeah.
And I experienced other sports at the meantime, but cycling has always been my main sport.
Yeah.
And I still love it.
And tell us what it's like being in a competition for cycling, because I would imagine, and you've told me before, so I know a little bit, how you're on a bike for hours and hours and hours.
Yeah, to compete, you need to train hard. Okay, throughout the week, and there are different kind of training. So pre-season, you need cardios. You need to build up kilometers, miles of cycling. Okay, and sometimes you ended up with 8-9 hours on the bike same day.
Ish.
Ish. And then sometimes you pre-season, very close to the the season, in March, February, March, you start having more quality training, shorter,
Okay.
but more intense. working on your cardio, your threshold, with your, with your, cardio fascia, the band,
Yeah.
and try to push the boundaries, okay? Because you got the base foundation, okay, of your aerobic, resistance and performance, and then you need to focus on some more quality training, and that was amazing. I mean, pre-season also a bit of gym as well, just to analytic strength, and just get a sort of body balance and try to work on some muscle that usually don't work during cycling movement.
Yeah. To look after the body more.
Just to get balance,
Yeah.
proper balance, and kind of good muscle strength discrepancy. Because also every muscle, even in other sports, in every sport, is absolutely useful. If it's not the main muscle to contract and to do that, it's just the protector or the adapter or the antagonist. Okay, so you need to look after all the rest of the body as well, not just cycling. Okay.
Not just riding the bike the whole
No,
day.
exactly. Just get on and I see you sunset.
Yeah. And obviously with cycling, I would imagine power to weight ratio is massive, right? So you have to, did you have to, was it more of a like weigh-in sport? Do you have to check your weight, or is it just, doesn't matter?
Definitely yes. Just to tell you, right now, my body shape is around the 91 kilos.
Yep.
Okay.
All in the forearms and the shoulders.
Yeah, you see.
Yeah.
When my last year of cycling, my weight was my perfect, body shape, and you see is your perfect weight because you see there's something when you ride your bike, something changed, you feel it. You feel it is the perfect shape. You reach it,
Yeah.
the top, and you can really be very competitive and win the race. Okay.
Yeah. You just know, you feel it.
You feel it. You feel it. You feel it. It's hard to describe it, but you feel it. Definitely, yeah. And it was my weight was 57 kilos.
Wow. No, really? 57 kilos?
57, 58. That was my perfect shape.
Wow.
It was just bones, muscle, and nerves.
Ready to go.
That's it.
Man, that's crazy.
And the diet is absolutely, you know better than me. You need to get energy from your food, the right food, okay, food intake, and that's a huge part of being an athlete, especially being a cyclist. Is a huge part of your self looking after. You know what I mean?
Everything's,
Everything.
like the bike, right?
No, definitely, yes. It's just, the fuel, you put an engine,
Yep.
okay, the right fuel, the best one.
Yeah. If it's not helping, it's out.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So take us for a week, man. When you was at like your peak of your powers, what's training like? What's diet like? And the big one as well, we haven't spoke about yet, but I want to get into a little bit, is recovery. What was you doing around it?
Well, I can just tell you about, the race day. Very early morning breakfast with pasta.
Really? Okay. Very Italian.
Pasta, yeah, but the right carbs.
Yeah, of course, yeah. Get it in.
Spaghetti. Just because the spaghetti has got a different kind of grain and cereals inside there, more digestible, more more a little bit easier for the for the bowel to digest.
Yep. Okay.
With no, unfortunately, not ragu sauce.
What?
Or no tomatoes. Not with that. With jam.
Yeah. Jam, really?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Honey.
Yeah. Okay.
And
okay.
then
Makes sense.
just as a like a gourmet, like a second dish, was ham. Smoked ham or different ham and eggs, cheese. you know.
All the good stuff.
And
This sounds like a great diet.
And you try to cover all the proteins, fats, carbs, and even an hour before the race, some carbs again, but fast. So bars,
Yeah.
okay, and then of course, when you get 180, 190, 200, kilometers race, you got a chance to feed yourself
While you're
during
riding.
the race. Yeah, definitely yes. Also because cycling, I mean, which could be much harder for a runner because the mechanical impact,
on the joints and stuff,
and the stomach,
yeah.
doesn't allow you to swallow food properly and go through a proper digestion. Cycling, you're there, okay, it's not the best position, hunching over like that, but at least your stomach and your diaphragm are quite all right. And for the first couple of hours of the race, you can have more food, maybe a small panini with a banana and jam in it.
Really?
Or
While you're
honey.
riding?
Yeah, that you pick from the back pocket and you have it, a banana or, some dry fruits, apricot, something. And or I mean during not the race because it's quite heavy stuff to digest, but during the training for the first couple of 3 hours, you can have your panini sandwich with salami.
Really?
Yeah.
All the good stuff. So you're eating well.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And even though you said you're 57, 58 kilos at your peak, you're still eating how many calories a day? Do you know?
I remember, my coach, during our winter training camp in the mountains, again, pre-season camp is skiing, hiking, and very deep, slope. Okay, you even climbing. Okay, and also just having just over 2,000 meters, altitude.
Yeah.
You can, also go through the oxygen process, the hemoglobin and everything, and you can actually just build up that endurance strength, okay, and just to help the hemoglobin just to deliver oxygen to the blood and of course through your muscle, much better, much more powerful. And that's why you usually go to a winter training camp pre-season in high mountains. Okay, in Italy we are quite plenty of mountains.
Apparently so.
Just a little bit, just a bit. And that's the cycling life.
Yeah. And how many calories are you eating a day? Do you know?
I remember was a count of, in a long training session, 8 or 9 hours, you can maybe burn 5,000 calories. Sounds really massive, but that's a cycling life.
I bet, yeah.
That from outside can be, or even when you see, when you watch a Tour de France stage, oh, how can, the riders, someone with no cycling knowledge at all, or, not any background or any, awareness of the cycling, world. You see, these professional athletes, riders compete every day on a distance between 150 to 100, 20, with ups and downs, all this stuff, speeding a lot. I say how they can ride, like that every day, stages, something like that. And I always say, guys, you go to the office, you go to the gym, every day, blah, blah, blah. They go to ride at their own bike every day. It's their job.
It's all they do.
Everyday job, exactly. They wake up in the morning and they ride a bike, okay, or other stuff, okay. But that's their job, okay, and it's okay. It's okay. I mean, you know what I mean.
Of
I know
course,
from outside can be. It's not human. It's not physiologically okay possible. No, it is. It is. It is.
Of course, and the mindset too of an athlete at that level is a different thing.
That what makes the difference between a winner and the winner assistant.
Vice winner.
Yeah, no, exactly. You know, and that at that level, the professional level, what makes the real difference? Okay, your engine. Okay, so you know your body's performance. Okay, makes the difference, but also your mindset, your how you can control everything, which surround cycling, a race, the stress, anxiety, expectation, everything. And the higher you go, more expectation, more pressure, stress, and everything, and then we can talk about money, we can talk about sponsors, they expect you're the winner, you're going to win the Tour de France. Yeah, just behave, watch out.
That's it.
Something like that, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And but they are professional, and they wake up in the morning and they ride a bike.
Yeah, and competitive nature. I don't think a lot of people, normal people, would understand the level of competitive nature, right?
But then I treat some amateur cyclists or some former cyclists actually. Recently, just and a man, 60 years of age man, very lovely, former professional cyclist.
Yeah.
Back to Merckx, all those top riders, champions, and he was one of the Merckx. You remember Merckx, the Belgium, very strong, one probably the strongest ever. Okay.
Yeah. What's his name?
Merckx, Eddie Merckx.
Eddie Merckx. Okay. No.
And he was his teammate, and I treat him, and can you imagine? The first visit became kind of cycling tutorial from him. Was funny. And at some point, I have to just draw the line and say, "Okay, let me just be focused.
Let me fix you back."
Exactly. Stop talking.
Yeah.
But it was great. Absolutely an honor. I mean, just wow. I said, I'm a former professional cyclist, and I was Eddie Merckx. Check it out, guys. Eddie Merckx is the.
We'll have a look at Eddie Merckx because I'm sure.
And it was great sharing, some stuff, and 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 when I told him, I'm a former semi-professional cyclist, that's it.
Yeah.
Stop.
Forget it.
Forget osteopathy. Forget.
Yeah.
No, I'm joking now, but and then I start just being in UK. You start appreciating other sports and get your mind into some other sports activities like a martial art or rugby, cricket. In Italy, cricket is not our national sport.
No.
I think I would say it doesn't exist.
Yeah,
okay?
no, I get.
There are
England,
some here and there, some cricket teams, but
really. Well, in England, if you like cricket, you probably don't like football. So cricket, you can get fucked for cricket here too.
I mean, exactly. Italians live for football. Okay?
Yeah, we're gonna get into that. Definitely, we're gonna get into
it. You find out, even just I know it sounds quite weird, golf. Which is actually a sport as such. Because sometimes people think, it's just a hobby. It's just spare time, funny outdoor activity. Not really, I tell you, not really.
No.
Not really.
It's very hard.
I got a pleasure to treat a couple of professional golf players, and they're athletes.
Yep.
They're such a amazing athletes. And again, from outside, you don't realize how that swing can really be so damaging if it's not the technique is not perfect.
Yeah, I bet.
And if the golf player, is not in the perfectly fit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And the core strength and all the movement till hitting,
Yep.
and amazing. I mean, there's something still that amazed me. You know what I mean?
Well, there's a lot of training around it too, because golf's obviously one-sided, right? So you have to look after your body a lot, because otherwise you're going to get a few years in and you're fucked up.
As we said, you need to look after, all the muscle,
Yep.
the protectors,
Yep.
the protectors, the stabilizer,
Yeah.
everything.
Of course, yeah.
It's not just the acting muscle.
Yeah, no.
Okay. There are all the other muscle to fix and to adjust the joint.
Yeah.
And the rest of the body.
Yeah.
According to that movement.
Yeah.
Makes sense?
Of course, yeah, absolutely.
And that's why, I mean, a professional, but also, everyone who plays, any sport needs to look after all these aspects.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even your sports. I mean, just
and my body.
mainly.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what I mean? When you some gesture, some movement, some technique. It's not just bicep or tricep doing this. You need to control your shoulder, neck, thoracic spine, rib cage,
Toes,
in
everything.
order to hit your opponent.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Okay, and when you hit it, it's not just and then you get rebounds. No, your body must be fit enough to absorb the energy and just not lead to any kind of later on dysfunction. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
And it's never ending with combat sports, because you're taking punishment too, and then most people, like golf, you're one side dominant, and you get all the dysfunction that comes with it. And you can drive yourself crazy. You see me yesterday when I come to see you with my fucking leg. I was like, bro, I can't even walk today.
Which actually is a pleasure to treat, someone like you, because your nervous system, your motor system, nervous system is so active, so smart, so speed.
So smart, you said. Smart. We got that on camera. I'm keeping that one. I'll pay you later for that one. But yeah, we got that on camera. You can't take that one away, bitch.
No, it's much easier because, from my point of view as an osteopath, treating you is like you see the result of what has been done straight away. I mean, just you see the effect of the treatment quite immediately, and this is great. And that's so rewarding to an osteopath.
Really? Well, I come see you every day then in that case.
I mean, just because your nervous motor system is trained to be fast and smart and react and compensate, adapt everything. Bam, 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 because it's very, you train it every day, and you see, when I do something on your body, you see, you get the result straight away. Despite you need to release, doesn't matter. I mean, if you need to release a muscle or joint or ligaments, at some point you see, a quite immediate release or result of the techniques you've just done. Okay, because the brain is fast enough to work on that.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Because when an osteopath or manual-therapist use a hands-on treatment, we don't cure anything. We help the brain to get into the self-healing process.
Okay.
So whatever we do everywhere in the body, working on the muscle, joints, ligaments, organs, everything, okay, it's just an input to the brain to reposition that part to readapt that part, to release that muscle, that ligaments, everything. And that's why we see people not every day, but because we need the brain to work out what has been done, and a few days to reprogram, to rebuild kind of new nervous pathway
Yep.
and reposition that part. That's why we try to be very precise, bespoke. The right adjustment, the right direction, the right speed, the right kind of hands-on palpation, just to give the brain the right input, the most possible effective input to the brain, and then to reprogram that part of the body. Okay, that's what we do. Okay, and then the patient feels a sort of mechanical freedom. Okay, the click, or maybe when release something, a tendon, a ligaments, or muscle belly, from the patient perspective. Seems like a mechanical release, which is okay. There is, okay, but what I look for is the neurological input. Okay, working on the nervous receptors of the capsule of the joint, the ligaments, the muscle belly, the tendons. Okay, and we doing something. We give an input through all the afferents, nervous system afferents, to the brain, to reposition or to do something in that specific spot.
Okay.
Is a input output all the time. Okay, and I look for that. And I aim into that. Okay. Then sometimes people say, "Oh, we cure something." No, we don't. We work. We are part of the self-healing journey. Okay, we try to help the brain and the body to heal itself. Make sense?
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Because when I was on the table with you yesterday, when I was banged up, a bad foot, whatever, and I was feeling, it seems like you're very conscious of not overdoing it too. It seems like you're very much like you look around, you do your thing, and then at one point you go, stop, that's enough.
Yeah. That comes from an experience. Okay, that's what makes the difference between just a graduated or just a senior osteopath. Who are both good, but what makes the difference, and you can just by experience, you can see when it's time to stop it. It's time to end the treatment. Because you reached a certain point and you don't want to again put it upside down again, okay, and just give another disbalance to the body and then fix it again.
Because it's too much for the body to sort of do.
Exactly. And it doesn't matter how fit you are or sporty you are, doesn't matter, okay. Of course, that makes the difference in terms of, treatment effectiveness, okay. But not in terms of how much I work on the body. Not at all. And that experience, you see, enough for today is enough. Okay, for the brain is enough. Okay, I don't want to give other inputs.
Your brain's too stupid to do anymore.
No.
5 minutes for you, Ollie. Away you go.
No, I know exactly. Sorry, Ollie. I'm sorry. Just you got limits.
Hey, you already said I'm smart on here. We've got it on camera. You can't take that back, motherfucker. But yeah, no, it makes sense because when I felt it, and it was like it's not a workout's the wrong word, but when it's done, you feel like you've had work done, right?
Yeah, I mean, of course, the instinct. And that feeling from an osteopath is just, let's do this, let's do that. You want to really take care of the patient, and you love your patient. Actually, let me say as such. Not in that way.
Okay? Easy now.
But yeah, exactly. But So, and of course, just talking about myself, I'm hungry to get results.
Yep.
Okay, and every patient is just a new challenge, new textbook to study.
Yep.
Okay, for me, and even though the health condition seems pretty much the same, it's never the same because your low back pain or your shoulders pain is not the same as my next one.
Yeah.
Okay, with a shoulder pain can be everything. Okay, and also the pain is not just a physical pain, objective. Comes from so many wider aspects, uh, the background, culture, mentality, school education, everything. Okay, and that's what the pain feeling means. Okay, so and a patient just brings all this stuff in. The pain is just a result of other many other feelings. Okay, it's not just the pain. So the pain you feel in your shoulder, uh, it's not the same pain I might be feeling myself in my shoulder. Maybe we got pretty much the same injury. Okay, so but just because I come from a different background, culture, mentality, school of family education, everything is just the current your current own situation, family, everything. Okay, social life, everything really, emotions, and that makes the difference, by the way.
Yeah, so mate, so it all plays into it. All your experiences in life have led you to
Of course,
wherever.
if if you treat an MMA, athlete, uh, yeah, tough guy, okay,
Pretend to
and
be. I pretend to be a tough guy.
yeah, but also and you see, you have to make your patient aware that yeah, okay, man, okay, you're strong, your feet is fine, but let's take it serious. Okay, let's treat it seriously. You know what I mean? You got this and that, and I really want particularly after the first visit, that my patient must be aware of what's going on, because my experience, and also I think it's just the truth. Um, when you know what the problem is, you know where the problem comes from, you can get solutions. You can find solution, A, B, C. Okay, but the main things first, is just to be aware of what the problem is,
Okay.
what the trigger is. Make sense?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
For me first, of course, but then for the patient to avoid any wrong exercise, any wrong posture habits in everyday life. You know what I mean? And that's for me is so important that our patients in clinic can come out of the treatment room with a kind of awareness and mindfulness of what's going on in their body. Okay, otherwise even the exercise you prescribe are quite pointless.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
that's
because
interesting.
because for many people exercising is a little bit boring. Okay, so you need to make them more excited, more engaged with their own body, and exercising can be part of the healing process.
Yep.
Okay, which is true. Okay,
Cool. Yeah,
definitely,
should be.
definitely yes, definitely
Yeah.
yes, definitely yes. That's what that's how we work here in clinic, and what I think it should be.
Yeah. Do you find with athletes as well? Because like from my own experiences and people I'm being around, it's not so much. It's doing too much is a big issue. Do you find that people that you treat sometimes do too much? So like you might treat them and help them out, but then they'll train 7 times the next day.
You talk about overtraining.
Yeah,
Definitely
yeah,
yes, definitely yes, definitely yes. You know, from one side you got people not very keen on, you know, doing stuff,
yeah.
physical exercising, and on the other side, sometimes, oh yeah, I feel quite alright, quite fit, and I train, whatever sports, they play, 4, 5, 6 times a week. So then my second question is, I try to figure out what the training, is. What's the intensity, and how they work on the body, and the sessions, the repetitions, the which kind of exercises they choose, okay, and how they split it into 5, 6
Yeah.
sessions. Because sometimes, quite smart weekly plan, okay, quite smart, quite, splitting, different group of muscles, something like that. But again, you run the risk to get over your threshold, your own threshold, and start feeling some symptoms of overtraining, tiredness, chronic fatigue, lack of focus, a lot of stuff.
Yeah, a lot of stuff comes with it.
Mentally and physically.
Yeah.
Okay, and frustration. Oh, Marco, during the last 2 weeks, I couldn't, increase the weight, bench press or leg press, shoulder press. And I really try, kindly, okay, because also, that's my background as well. I try to instruct them and teach them, try to share my knowledge with them, and just to make them aware that they already got some symptoms of overtraining. Okay, so the muscle, when they don't want to increase the weight, that means all you have to change the stimulus. Okay, so same aim, so same group of muscle, but different movements. Okay, and that's bam, you spark a new nervous pathway. Okay, and then you can step up.
Yeah.
Or maybe the muscle gets stuck because the weight or the kind of training program has been doing on and on for too long. There is no longer that stimulus, and the nervous system, all our nervous system, not just yours, okay, is very smart, okay, and it needs new stimulus, new inputs every now and then. I mean, on average, as every 6 weeks, okay, 6, 7 weeks, you need to change something. The weight, the reps, number of reps, or the exercise, maybe still the same goal, fitness goal or sports performance goals, but different stimulus.
I'll tell you one thing that it's interesting you say that actually, which I've sort of been doing more recently myself and getting better results, is trying to get better at the same weight, for example. So rather than just increasing the weight every time and doing, again, for example, 5 reps, stick with 5 reps and stick with the same weight, but over time, for like the 6, 8 week period we're talking about, the quality of the lift gets better, and I feel my joints and things feel a lot better. Is that something you agree with or you've experienced before?
Definitely, yes. And then you see, you reach the plateau.
Yeah, because just to clarify, like your improvements come in the way you're lifting. It's more like a practice versus improving by doing the same shitty technique with more weight or more reps. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and also I think it's important to consider what's the goal? Increasing the muscle mass, just strength, or the technique, You know, it depends on, you know,
Yeah.
what's the fitness or sports performance goal.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, what you said is absolutely right,
Yeah.
and I agree with that. But and also, you know, just on average, you know more than me about that. You know, every 6 7 weeks, try to stimulate
Yeah.
the brain, you know, the motor system, nervous motor system, you know, differently.
Yeah.
Same goal, same group of muscle, but maybe, you know,
Yeah.
different angle, different, yeah. And then after a period of bit of a increasing of the weight
Yeah.
as well, because at some point physiologically to everyone, you reach the plateau.
Yeah. Of
There's
course.
no way up or down. You're there, stuck, same level, and that's what the brain tells you. Okay, man, change something.
Yeah, I get
Just
it. Change something.
you
Yeah.
know, try to give me different input.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, more challenging now.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Because your feet now you reach the plateau. Now let's step up.
Yeah. Well, there was an old Soviet school, and again, comment below if I'm butchering this, but from what I understand, Soviet school of sort of strength training, they did various different things, but one of the sort of programs they used was something called step loading. So a little bit similar to what I just said, they'd stick with the same weight for the same rep scheme for sort of an extended period of time, and then they'd make a big jump. So instead of sort of like going to the gym and bench pressing and then adding sort of 2.5 kilos, they'd stay at the same weight for maybe 6 8 weeks, and then at the end of that, they'd put a big jump, so 10 kilo jump, and then your body has to adapt. It gets like shocked, and then you stay at that for a prolonged period of time.
That's another you know training program.
Yeah.
That's you know, but also always depend on your body.
And what drugs you're taking too, right? Because there's some of that out there.
Yeah.
There's some of that too.
That's another story.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, that's why, you know, sometimes we need a proper, you know, personal trainer, a coach, you know, just to have a proper guidelines, you know, your own one, not the average one.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, this is the routine. Follow the routine. No. Probably the same exercise that I do are not good for you.
Yeah.
Okay. So because you got different muscle fibers, different constitution, you
Different
know,
length of limbs, everything, right?
definitely. Okay. We are all different.
Yeah.
I mean, just it's banal to say that, but you know, you have to say that.
It's true, yeah.
That. And what we can do, what I can do as an osteopath, there's some, you know, scientific studies, you know, some evidence as well, you know, that keeping, you know, joint muscle restriction free, with a proper range of movement, prevent from having sports injury. And actually, muscle belly fibers, if they are released enough, not floppy, just you know, the proper base muscle tone. Okay, when you rest, they're much stronger to contract faster and more effectively.
Yeah.
Okay, more effective contraction, and you can prevent, you know, sports injury. You can prevent any kind of injury, of course. Okay, every sports runs its own risk.
Yeah.
Okay, it's everything, you know, impact, injury, everything. Okay, so I'm not talking about that. Talking about, but try to control what we can control. That's important. You know, if you're a professional one or if you're just a sports lover. Okay, in every sports. Okay, just make sure, you know, your body is balanced, functioning well, and your joints, muscle, tendons, ligaments, the spine is restriction free. You can perform even better and get injury free.
Look after that body, right? An old boxing coach of mine, Sid Khan, shout out Sid Khan if this gets to you. He always used to say, look after your body because you only get one, right? But people don't, do they?
Sometimes, many people don't realize they own their own body.
Yeah, it's yours forever. You can't get rid of it.
Sometimes I take a joke and say, okay, may, as far as I know, you are the body's owner. May I just treat it?
Yeah, can I? Yeah,
just a,
just a little bit. Yeah. No, I get it. But one thing I wanted to ask you as well, like with obviously your osteopath and your background cycling, someone who gets a lot of stick, who I'm a big fan of, is Lance Armstrong. Firstly, what do you think of Lance Armstrong? And we'll dive into it from there.
That's a very
big question.
Tricky question.
Tricky question.
Yeah. Let me say, there's a big say in Italy, if you're a donkey, you don't become a racing horse.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you're a donkey, you're a donkey.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter what you get, doesn't matter what you eat, it doesn't matter what you drink, doesn't matter what you do, you're a donkey.
Still a donkey.
Still a donkey, okay? With no doubt, Armstrong was an athlete as such, a kind of powerful machine, okay? But since a very early age, okay, he won the world championship when he was 21. Mm-hmm. Okay, so
is that young for a cyclist?
Yeah, I mean,
what's the peak age for a cyclist?
The peak period of professional cyclists, when they can get the most out of the sport, so between 27, 28.
Right. Okay.
And 30,
still pretty young.
32.
Yeah.
Now, of course, just recently, because now Pogačar, won the Tour de France and he's just 22.
Oof.
And the third Tour de France is the third one.
And he's 22.
22. No, sorry, 25. So absolutely young.
He won his. Yeah.
And
wow.
it was the first one was 22, 21, and but okay, it's another category. All right. Okay, it's just but Armstrong, just back to Armstrong. I mean, just you can have your own opinion, about the kind of mindset, but was such a monster. Was just a beast. Okay, so you don't win 7 Tour de France in a row. Okay,
yeah.
If you're not mentally and physically powerful.
I'm a huge fan. Like, obviously, I don't know anything about cycling.
And
but
then we can talk about the attitude, the behavior, the way, the disrespectful manner towards the other riders, and was not so funny.
No.
But I don't want to talk about that. Armstrong was Armstrong, and of course it was part of the entire cycling world mentality and kind of corruption and very wrongdoing manners, wrongdoing use of drugs.
Yeah. But I think that's in a lot of sports, right? Like if you get to the absolute elite of the elite, you look at like people like Michael Jordan. They say he was hard to be around. Like it's, to be that great, I think it's tough, isn't it?
Cycling, you see the fatigue. Mm-hmm. You even if you never rode a bike, you see it's a massive effort. Okay. And how they can ride, 200 kilometers, every day.
And for anyone who doesn't know, how long is the Tour de France? How long does it last for?
It's 21 days.
21 days, every single day you're doing that?
Yeah, I mean, 2 resting days.
Oh, okay, it's pretty easy then, huh? 2 rest days in 21.
Yeah, exactly. And then that's fine, yeah. But then, you got a stage with ups and downs, big mountains, and you got a stage very flat. So,
but that's incredibly hard on the body, isn't it? Jesus Christ.
No, that definitely is. It's a massive effort, and but again, it's their job.
Yeah, that's what all they do. Yeah.
Exactly what they're capable of. You know what I mean? What they get paid for.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you get paid for this. I get paid for for being an osteopath. They get paid for riding.
They get paid pretty well, I think, too, right?
Yeah, some of them pretty well. Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Yeah.
They're not hungry.
But yeah, and yeah, that's it.
Incredible sport.
No, it's incredible. And actually, as I told you at the beginning of our conversation, it's give me, and it's not something you realize straight away, but later on over the years, since you quit, sport, you see how your mindset is solid, and your body. Also, recently, the last 3 or 4 years, I came across some severe health conditions still on, and I realized, thanks to my really solid long cycling background, I could cope with very hard diagnosis, therapies, and it was really hard. But I said, wow, like you're there, you're about to win the race, and you see the finish line. I beat you, I kill you, something like that. And all that kind of feeling and mentality came back to me. I said, wow, probably go for many years for for the 4 or 5 years after my cycling career. I refused that period of my life. Was a kind of controversial, thought about bicycle as such, cycling, something like that, because I left that sport I'm still in love with quite badly, okay, because after 18 years, you no longer have fun, and you don't see any positive side of it.
Yeah.
And you refuse it, you reject it. So as never happened, something like that.
Yeah.
And then, but then, recently I realized how having had a sports background like that, because I took it really seriously since very early age, every day, blah, blah, blah. And when you are 6 years of age, it's just 2 kilometers training.
Only 2.
And 1 kilometer, when you're 6, 1 kilometer race. And I remember when I was 6, 1 kilometer race was so long.
It's incredible.
You see these tiny little creatures.
Yeah. Well, at 6, I bet most kids at 6 can't even ride a bike yet by themselves, right? And you're racing fucking kilometers.
1 kilometer race, just a circle.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. That it was an eternity.
Yeah.
For us. I remember, when it's finished, it was 5 minutes.
If someone told you at that time, when you're older, you're going to be riding hundreds a day, you'd have been like, what the fuck?
It's always, proportional,
Of course, how you view it.
And, but, I remember it as a funny, very funny. And, but it doesn't mean if you become a professional one or, regardless, the level of your sports training, that what I love, and then what I teach my children as well, my own children, about is what you can get from out of your sports activities, and just taking your responsibilities, training, being serious and respectful, opponents, rules. And for me, it's been a life experience, and that really helped me to grow up.
Yeah.
Okay. And I remember me just waiting downstairs, waiting for my mom. Mom, come on, we are running late to the training session. Come on, me. Just, now it's completely the other way around. Okay, mom. Oh, come on, Marco. Just, calm down. Last time we ran really late. Come on. And I remember I was 6, 7. Mom, come on. The bicycle is already in the car. Just, I need to go to the, the training track, field.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Great times, huh? Good
Yeah, it
times.
was a great time. And, sports gives you the right mindset.
I think so. I think when you meet somebody that didn't do sports as a kid,
And you can
tell.
Yeah.
You can tell, right? But there's a different mentality to everything in life.
Yep.
There's I don't know what the word would be. Discipline's a word, but it's not necessarily right. But it's
self-discipline.
self-discipline's
You're
a
right.
big thing.
Self-discipline, self-esteem.
Yep.
Confidence.
Is a big one, definitely.
Absolutely, yes. Absolutely, yes. Because life, and now I don't want to be the philosopher here.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just
go be a philosopher.
I'm just an osteopath. Okay,
Marco the philosopher. Pressure's on, bro.
Yeah. No, I mean just like our everyday life. We have plenty of problems to solve, plenty of kind of hard things to fix or to cope with, and it's exactly like sports. Sports for me is a life experience. Is exactly what our life means. Playing a sport in that way, okay, just a proper self-commitment. Self-commitment. Just you commit. Doesn't matter how old you are. You're there.
Yeah.
Training. You win, you lose the race. Next day, bam, there again.
To really
try exactly, and try to. Or when you just experiencing a sort of failure in your job.
Yeah.
Okay, and try to use that negative energy, blend it up. Okay, and positive. Okay, that kind of anger. That kind of say positive anger. I mean, just okay. I'm gonna show myself that I can do it, or maybe that door is shut. Let's open my own door. You know what I mean? Something like that. That's what sport, can really give you.
Yeah, I think so.
And that's what I felt, and really, my own experience. In the last 4 or 5 years, with a quite bad health condition, and my sport background saved me.
Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it? Something you did, something you started when you were 6. Helped you as a grown man like that.
Yeah, definitely yes. And you realize that when you start facing something very challenging in your life, okay? Because otherwise, play sports, I remember since I was a very young kid. Okay, just cha-cha-cha. And then you realize, when life gives you the first biggest challenge, say, wait, okay, yeah.
Where's that bike?
Okay, that's the finish line. You know what I mean? So I felt like that, and wow.
Amazing. Well, good on you, man.
And you try, your own kids to, teach about it. But,
do your kids cycle? Are your kids into cycling? No!
That's, no, they are interested in other sports.
It doesn't matter what it is as long as they're doing something. Brilliant.
Gymnastics, which is fine, absolutely.
Fantastic.
Whatever you like, do it. I always said, whatever you like, do it. It's fine, but do it seriously.
Yeah.
Maybe 7, 9 years of age. Okay, so you don't talk like that to them, but you try to make them understand that okay, that's fine. You go 2 training sessions. Okay, then you go the competition in a month's time. Blah blah blah. So yeah, that's fine. Enjoy that. Have fun. Have fun first.
Definitely have fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. How the competition is gonna be. Just commit yourself.
As long as you try, right?
Do your stuff. Have fun. Do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
And definitely yes. Definitely yes. And,
one more question for you on cycling before we move on. When you was at your peak, do you know what your resting heart rate was? How low did it get? Because this, I think, is going to surprise a few people. I'm going to go, what?
My heartbeat, in fact, I always got, I tell you later on. Let's just, my heartbeat, my lower one was 28.
Which is ridiculous. For anyone who doesn't know.
The average for young adults is 60, between 60 and 80.
Between 60 and 80, yeah.
It was 28.
Yeah.
28 and 32,
Incredible. 28 is...
The 20
I don't think most people realise how nuts that is.
You're about to die.
That's insane. If you went to a doctor and they didn't know and they tested you, they'd rush you to somewhere.
Exactly. I always got some problems with, in Italy, I don't remember here, whatever, sports you want to play, it doesn't matter the level, what the level is, but you need to go to the sports medicine doctor to get ECG, to get all the stuff. And have a certificate that you play sport. You can play
is that right? Yeah.
You are eligible to play sports. They check everything, cardios, everything. And every time, oh wow, you got bradycardia, and I can't hear your heart.
Just wait. Boom! There you go. There's one.
Exactly. And every time.
Here we go
I'm a
again.
former cyclist. I'm a cyclist. It's fine.
My heart's this big.
The mass is like the bulls.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, by comparison, and comment below what your heart rate is if you think you've got low heart rate.
It's true because that when you just scan the professional cyclist's heart.
I bet it's enormous. Yeah.
It's not normal.
No.
It's like a cow.
Deformed. Yeah.
It's like a cow.
Well, the reason I say it as well.
The left ventricle.
Yeah.
Is like the bull's one.
Yeah, because I had once, I don't know whether it was an ECG or some kind of thing I was having when I was younger, and I had, mine was 42 or 43, so nothing compared to that. And even then, the nurse, who was probably quite beginner, she looked and she was a bit, she had to go and get somebody else and whatever. And he explained that it's because he's in shape, blah, blah, blah. But that was 42, 43, so 28 is like ridiculous. And I don't think people understand how nuts that is.
Doesn't mean I was the strongest one, but actually I was physically fit.
Unbelievably fit, yeah.
Unbelievably fit, then,
And what age were you? What age?
Was 18, 19, 20, 21.
Incredible.
And was quite, my body was very fit. And, but what actually I used to lack of was sometimes the right mentality.
Really?
Yeah. Then something you notice, later on, which I regret sometimes, because they're still my friends, and my former teammates became professional cyclists, and I wouldn't say I was stronger than them, but mentally they are way much more than me. Mentally, and sometimes, I think, I didn't get the right mindset to win the race, to be focused on that race, and prepare your body for that race. Some regrets, but it's fine.
That's life, huh?
Life is life, exactly. You learn it, and but it was overall a really big life experience.
Yeah, brilliant. All right, man. Well, look, I can't let an Italian go without talking about football, can I? So
and to be honest, I'm not so knowledgeable about it.
What?
So, just
for reference, anyway, we're going to put the address and everything below. But we are. 2 minutes slow walk from Stamford Bridge.
Oh yeah,
for the Chelsea event.
I went there to watch.
Yeah. So you're an adopted Chelsea fan.
Yeah.
Chelsea playing Inter Milan soon, which I'm going to go to and watch because.
Okay.
But who's your team in Italy? If you have a team.
Milan AC Milan.
The enemy.
Yeah, AC Milan, but no, we are no longer that team as 20 years ago.
Who's the top team in Italy right now? Who won this year? I think it was Inter, right?
Inter.
Yeah, and before that, Napoli. Am I right?
Napoli, Inter Milan, but even AC Milan is okay.
Big
One of
teams,
the
right?
top teams.
Juventus was
Yeah,
always big.
yeah, of course, Juventus.
Who was the purple kit? Fiorentina.
Fiorentina is
Yeah.
is a
Yeah.
kind of top average.
Yeah, is that right?
Yeah.
I'll tell you the reason I asked, because when I was a kid, I always liked Inter Milan in Italy because they had Ronaldo at the time, or who's now affectionately known as Fat Ronaldo, not Cristiano, the original Ronaldo.
But still a phenomenon.
Yeah,
Still,
in his prime, maybe one of the best players ever.
I remember just when very as a changing room before the match, and Ronaldo
Ronaldo Nazario.
Yeah, did I would say the real
The
one.
real Ronaldo.
The one upset anyone.
Bullshit. We'll upset as many people as you want. He's the real Ronaldo. If you're a bit older.
Exactly. I remember having a chat with Ancelotti.
Okay. Yeah. He was a Chelsea manager too. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And he actually that year came from Real Madrid and was quite overweight, with plenty of injuries,
Yep.
Just no longer that Ronaldo we used to say, unfortunately. But actually, he came to Milan AC, and Ancelotti said, "Yeah, Ronnie, you are 20 kilos overweight. You need to lose 20 kilos. Otherwise, you're gonna sit at the bench. Okay, I can't just pull you, pull you out and just get you into the pitch. There's no way. You're overweight." And Ronaldo replied, like, "Okay, Mister, you want me to score the goal or to run, a round trip, okay, throughout the match? You want to score? Okay, because if you took me in the team, okay, to score the goal, just let me in.
Just let me play.
If you took me to run ups and downs the pitch, okay, just let me stay on the bench."
Just give me that ball.
Yeah, exactly. And that match, okay, Rooney, it's fine, just get in.
Yeah.
And he scored 2 goals.
There you go. That's what you get.
Another one was Ronnie, again, AC Milan changing room before the match. Okay, guys, today, we got a match. Who knows the name of the team we're gonna play against? Okay, because he was doing an interview, very confidential interview. Ancelotti said, I told about this kind of stuff. One of the very many at that time, with plenty of top players. And I saw my guys, very unfocused, playing, wandering around the changing room and not focus on the match they were about to have. Okay, and I said, okay, wait a minute, guys. Who knows? Ronaldo, Ronnie. Who's the name of the team? I guess Empoli. Okay, yeah, it's fine, but I'm not sure you're aware of the name of their defenders. Do you know the defenders? Well, mister, no, I don't know them, but they know me. That's enough. And all the rest of the team laughing out loud. And Ancelotti left the room so cross, so upset. Okay, you know what, guys? You're a fucking asshole. Okay, just whatever. They won 4-0.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Ronaldo.
And Ronaldo 2 scores.
Yeah. For anyone who doesn't know, who's a bit younger and you weren't born in the 90s, look up the original Ronaldo. Educate yourself, because when I was a kid, I'm showing my age, but when I was a kid, he was by far the best player in the world for a period of time. And my other favourite Italian team, who I like, and a lot of England fans might go bullshit on this one, but Napoli, because of Maradona.
Of course, yeah.
Unbelievable player. He was a bit before my time, but you're a little bit older than me, I think, right? So you probably saw him.
No, I was a child.
Yeah.
I was a child. I heard about Maradona.
Yeah.
You're not old enough to be aware of
what's
going on.
Yeah, okay.
No, not at all. Not at all. But I know sorry, Naples fan. Maradona is still probably more important than God in Naples. Definitely, yes. I mean, still. I mean, but yeah, you know.
Well, they renamed the stadium after him when he died too, right?
Sorry.
They renamed the stadium.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, Maradona. I mean, I don't want to talk about Maradona. I don't want to talk because I'm not very knowledgeable about football.
Yep.
But, yeah.
Hey, you seem pretty good from the conversation we just had for the last 10 minutes, man. You seem like you know what you're talking about.
Yeah, definitely yes. But I love football as a sport. I love it, and just recently also as well. I treat a couple of semi-professional football player,
Nice.
and really loved it. And not from Stamford, not from them. Maybe, yeah, nice try.
yeah. They're from Gamford Bridge down the road.
Here I am, yeah.
Exactly.
Chelsea players, here I am. If you like, I'm just 2 minutes away.
There you go. Don't even have to run. Just walk on down.
Exactly. Directly from the training section.
Yeah, exactly. Straight here, you're fine.
But so yeah, I mean, that's it.
Boom. I could talk to you all day, man, but thank you. I really appreciate you doing this. Before we wrap up, shout out where people can find you, man, the name of your clinic, Instagram, website, whatever you want people to know, and we'll put it in the comments below.
Fantastic. Yeah, it's Marco Pasolini here. Marco Pasolini Health Clinic, Fulham Broadway, London, southwest London, District Line, blah, blah, blah. Okay, it's very close to the Fulham Broadway tube station. And we're osteopath, physio, sport massage therapist. We are here since 2018, 6 years now. We're going to turn, 6 years in September. And time goes by so quickly. And here we are. And first visit, follow-ups, rehab, and this big man, this smart man, is one of my dearest patients as well. And,
it's great to be in touch with you again after all these years, man. We had a huge gap, right? I didn't see you for over 10 years.
Definitely,
It's good to be back in it, man. And I appreciate you. Thanks for doing this, Marco.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, thank you very much.
Really, it's an honor.
Back in touch now, so you can fix me up whenever you want. Guys, comment below any questions for Marco. I see that he gets them. And until that time, fists up, my man. Squeeze the neck. Boom.